Everybody, thanks for joining in. I hope you had a good weekend. Hope you enjoyed the games yesterday. If you watched your team play, I don't know if everybody that's listening is a Jet fan or whoever, but hopefully you enjoyed the day. Hope you enjoyed the games. I just want to make a quick video. Let's talk about the New York Jets, our beloved New York Jets. The Jets are back from a bye week, so they're getting all healthy. And after all the rumors we heard in the last couple of weeks about Aaron Rodgers playing hurt and the owner wanting to bench him after the Bronco game way back when they were 2-2 or 2-3, whatever they were, all this other stuff, which always and every day there's a new New York Jet news to be made fun of and just to laugh at them basically. And yesterday was no difference. They didn't give us anything else different to look at with after yesterday's game against the Seahawks. So let's break it down real quick. The Jets started out pretty good, actually. And I know in my previous video, my game preview, I basically said Jets are going to lose this game. I knew they were going to lose the game, or at least I thought for sure they were. But so anyway, they started out pretty good. I mean, the Jets, before you knew it, before the first quarter, I think was over, the Jets were already up 14-0. Now, granted, let's not give them too much credit though, because they did. The Seahawks were trying to give them this game. I mean, if you watch this game, they were doing everything but putting a bow on it and saying, "Here, you guys need this game. You're pretty bad." They just kept on trying to give the Jets the game, and the Jets just didn't want to take it. It starts out with Seattle fumbling like 3 kickoffs or something like that. The same guy fumbled twice. Another one of the returners fumbled once. Jets recovered both of those, 2 out of the 3. And I think they made points out of at least one of them. I can remember now. I don't remember which. I know they got a touchdown at least out of one of them. But my point is that they were handed the ball at least 3 times in Seattle end of the field. And they came in with points and they were winning. They were up 14-0. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, man, maybe they can win this game. I mean, Seattle's a very mid team. Let's be honest. I mean, I know they're tied for first, or they were. Now they're in first because the Cardinals lost to the Vikings by 1 point yesterday. But I know, I mean, their division is very mid because the 49ers are just devastated with injuries. They lost again last night to the Bills, who look really good, by the way. So Seattle's a very mid team. They're not a dominant force in the NFC or anything like that. But anyway, they are above 500, 6-5. And so it was going to be, I thought maybe even if the Jets can pull this out, it'll be a good win. But something in the back of my mind, man, I was thinking on one point, maybe they can pull this out. And on the other one, I'm thinking they're going to lose this game. And the funny thing was I was watching the game with a friend of mine who happens to be a Patriots fan. And I said to him when it was 14-0, I said, they're not going to win this game. I just know the Jets. I know this team. I know what's going to happen. And obviously at the end, sure enough, they lost the game. But anyway, the Jets are up 14-0, and the Seattle's looking really bad. Geno was really off, really looked bad. The defense was playing kind of good, rushing him, pressuring him almost every time. They were kind of keeping the run game in check. So the Jets were looking pretty good. Then they go up, the Seattle comes back on a drive, which I remember they just looked like they were practicing, walked down the field, 14-7. I said, oh, here we go. Here it comes. And the Jets came back with another score and made it 21-7. So here you go thinking, well, it's 21-7. It's getting close to halftime. Maybe we got this thing. And so Seattle goes for 3 and out or whatever it was. They didn't get first down. They punted the ball to the Jets. Jets get the ball and they're making a drive. Now, this is going toward the end of the first half. It wasn't the end. It was 5 or 6 minutes like that, something like that, but it's getting close. So the Jets are down to like, I think it was Seattle's 15, 14-yard line, something like that, really close. Field goal would make it 24-7 going into half. Touchdown could make it 28-7 going into half. That changes the whole game. But anyway, Aaron Rodgers does what he does now. He doesn't do Aaron Rodgers things from 5 years ago. He does Aaron Rodgers things now. So it's a different guy. Remember that. He misses a wide open Garrett Wilson in the end zone. Which, by the way, during his press conference, he had mentioned the wind. But he says, I've played in wind before, but it was windy. So anyway, now the wind. In London it was the fog. Now it's the wind, or it's cold, or it's always going to be something with this guy. But anyway, he way overthrows a wide open Garrett Wilson, which would have made it 28-7 Jets going into the half. But of course he misses him. Very next play, he throws a pick six to Leonard Williams, who, by the way, as all Jet fans know, is a former Jet. I think he was a second-round pick of ours a few years or so back. The Jets have since traded him to the Giants, and I think he bounced around. Now he's a Seahawk. Well, he gets a pick six yesterday, runs about 92 yards. We're talking about a guy who's pushing 300 pounds. Nobody on the field can catch him, apparently. He runs it back for a touchdown. Now it's 21 to, I don't know what it ended up being. 20, they got a 2-point conversion, 21-16, something like that it was. So the second half, the halftime comes, 21-16 Seattle. And you can see it coming. I mean, if you're a Jet fan and watch these guys, you see it's coming. It is done. They are done. They can't handle adversity in any way, shape, or form. They just can't. It's just the way that this team is. So second half is almost like a different team. Seattle still, and I want to remind everybody, still not playing good ball. Still not playing good ball. But for some reason, the Jets can't score 1 point in the second half. Not one. 21 points was it. That was the end of them. They hit their plateau, and that was it. And as we all know, Seattle muddles around and wins the game 26-21. And the Jets lose and go to 3-9 now. And I really... It's almost like getting to the point now where you really don't know what to say about this team. This is just an old saying in sports. I don't know who coined the phrase. I don't know who said it first, but good teams find a way to win. Bad teams find a way to lose. Yesterday's game was more like a bad team found a way to win and a worse team found a way to lose, and that's the New York Jets. They are just so incompetent. They're so poorly coached. For example, at one time going in just before halftime, the Jets are sitting on, I think, all of their timeouts, and they're kind of holding Seattle because, like I said, Seattle's just a really very mid-level team. Instead of calling a timeout to try to get the ball back, if they did stop them, which they ended up doing, they don't call no timeouts. They get the ball back with 6 seconds left in the half. Like, why didn't you call timeouts and give us 35 or 40 seconds? Maybe Rodgers could have got a couple of lucky passes and got at least a Hail Mary or maybe even a field goal, something. But the clock management, it just goes back to the coaching. It's just terrible. And sometimes, I'll be honest with everybody, I feel bad for this Ulbrich guy. He was thrown into this when he probably knew in his own mind he didn't belong there. It was just kind of handed like, here, you're the coach now. And he is so clearly in over his head. I mean, it's not even funny. Just watch the guy's press conference. I watched it yesterday. He talks about, we got to look at the film. We always hear that every Sunday. Yeah, I got to check the penalties to see if some of them are real or not. I couldn't even believe he said that. What a stupid thing to say. Another reporter asked him about you think about making a quarterback change? No, not right now, no. Which means that they're not going to make a quarterback change. And even during Aaron Rodgers' press conference I watched, and to watch the smugness of this guy, and I'm sorry to say that about him, but the smugness of this guy, it's just unbelievable. He does take accountability. Yeah, I should have made that pass. I should have made that play. We got to do better, blah, blah, blah. But yet here we are 3-9 and you're still saying, I got to make that play. You're supposed to be Aaron Rodgers, man. You make those plays and you don't anymore. That's the bottom line here, is that he doesn't make those plays anymore. And I don't even know if he can make those plays anymore. Would the old Aaron Rodgers from 2 or 3, 4 years ago maybe miss Garrett Wilson wide open? Would he be throwing behind guys? No, he wouldn't be. He would be making this plays. I think it's now 3 or 4 times in the fourth quarter Aaron Rodgers has had the ball in his hands and he can't come back and win a game. He just doesn't have that anymore. I hope the organization is seeing that, and they're not going to let this guy hold us in purgatory all off season until June before he decides if he wants to play football or not. They need to tell him now that you can play football all you want, but not here, because we got to move on. They've got to move on. But anyway, so the game ends. Jets lose again. It's another joke. It's another failure. In every aspect, not only just Aaron Rodgers. I don't want to sit here and feel it and everybody think I'm just blaming him. But I will say this. Every other football team seems to blame the quarterback. Even when you know it's not all his fault, he's not stopping the other team from walking down the field and scoring. But for some reason, and this is what the way the NFL is now, it's the quarterback's fault. It's his fault. If we lose and he just doesn't play up to par. Aaron Rodgers hasn't thrown for 200 yards in 3 games. He hasn't thrown for 300 yards in 2 years. So nobody's blaming him, it seems like. It's always, even the coach is like, well, everybody's, he can't blame Aaron Rodgers. I get that. But at least behind closed doors, you say, listen, man, we got to sit you down. We got to try something else here. I mean, the season's over. Let's do something. But they're not going to do that. And I got to tell you something right now before I close out this video. I think at this point, I've been all about for the last 4 or 5 weeks benching this guy. Just cut him now. What are you even doing here? But at this point, you know something? Because of the way he seems so smug and so arrogant, I would let him play the rest of the season out. So the Jets are going to win 5 games this year. Maybe. I'm giving them a split with the Dolphins, and I think they might be able to beat Jacksonville. But then again, I don't even know if they can beat them. I'm just being kind to say this team will maybe win 5 games this year. Let the guy finish the season. Let everybody know, let the fans know, let the organization know that he is washed up. He is finished. Let him finish the season. Let him finish 4-14 or 13 or whatever the hell it is. Let him finish 5-12. Let him finish that. Let him finish out the season. I'm all about that now. Don't bench Aaron Rodgers. Let his smug ass stay on the field and let him keep playing. And watch him win 1 more or 2 more games tops to end his season and maybe end his career, at least with the Jets, because that's what needs to happen. They need to move on from this guy, but do it at the end of the season now. You want to keep playing, man? Keep playing. You want to end up 5-12 to end your career at the Jets? Go ahead. Keep playing. Don't sit him down, because then that's going to give us a reason next year when they say, well, he twisted his ankle. He was out there. He could have won the rest of those games, because that's what will happen. They'll just give him an excuse to run this crap back again next year. And me, as a Jet fan, I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to see him on the field next year. I don't want to see him in a Jet uniform next year. He's washed up. He's finished. And that's just the bottom line. That's the storyline here. It's him. Because not only him, but it's him. Because this day and age, the quarterback's fault for everything. They bench quarterbacks that have done a lot less than he has done to hurt this team right now, and yet he's still in there. So let him play. Let him finish the season out. Let him go. But at the end of the day, this is just another embarrassing, incompetent game lost by the New York Jets, who continuously, every Sunday, find a new way to lose a game that they really had. They really should have won, because Seattle, like I said, was trying to gift wrap this game and give it to them. And the Jets just can't take it. They just can't do it. So, what a shame. Another embarrassing loss. But anyway, what did we expect? I don't think anybody out there expected anything less from the Jets. But another way to lose a game that they could have won, should have won. I don't know. I don't even know if they should win games anymore. But anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I appreciate everybody. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. I'm going to make some more videos during the week. I'd like to start talking about maybe coaching candidates for the Jets, GM guys. Who's out there? Who would even want to come here and take on this guy if they decide to keep him? There's a whole lot to talk about with that. And so we'll get into that during the week. But anyway, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. And as always, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a great deal. And I'll be talking to you guys really soon, next couple days. Have a good day, and talk to you later. Bye now.